Jennifer, stalking video, take one. All right.
Hello, this is Margaret here.
And Robert from Tsunami Self-Defense Systems.
And we are coming up on the end of January here, which is Stalker Awareness Month.
Right, January is National Stalking Awareness Month. So just a quick video. Margaret's going to go over some common behavior traits, and I'm going to go through maybe our tips on how to maybe reduce some of your odds of this happening.
So some common behavior traits that a stalker may tend to exhibit are things like giving out unwanted gifts, constant monitoring. Think if you're looking at your Instagram stories and somebody who's a little bit suspicious is constantly watching, if you're posting a lot on social media, showing up unexpectedly in places that you wouldn't tend to see them or think to see them, making it kind of known that they're looking at you or kind of putting the attention on you in some way, shape, or form. Unwanted contact kind of goes along with that same showing up expectedly scenario.
And that sometimes happens after a breakup. Like this could be someone they already maybe know your work schedule, your places that you commonly visit, and where they know you'll be, they know your whereabouts. So
right. Inappropriate, situations where they're showing up in places where they're not wanted by you. And especially in terms of ex-relationship situations, that's a very common one that's exhibited. Yeah. Also, threats and property damage are two other key behaviors that tend to be exhibited in these situations, unfortunately. Yeah,
property damage, that kind of stuff, maybe that could be typically not right away. That could be like after prolonged... that maybe is after the some of the rejection towards this unwanted advances has happened. So we're sort of speaking vague, but trying to show you that it happens in different stages. Stalking takes place prior to any sort of relationship, during, and of course after. Absolutely. So it happens at all three stages. It also happens across all socioeconomic, cultural walks of life. It happens in everywhere. It happens male to male, male to female, female to male. It's just a very broad issue that happens. All too common, common in our environments.
Yeah, and like Robert mentioned earlier, it could be somebody that you don't know, or very well could be somebody that you have known or do continue to know or have had a relationship with in the past. So It's not really limited to kind of a cookie cutter type of looking at what a stalker could be. This really could be broad spectrum. Yeah,
very good, very good. Well, so Margaret did a great job going through some of the behavior traits. There are obvious red flags, things to look for, but how do we deal with it? So we thought we'd give you a little bit of the content from some of our stalking seminars, things we teach on this exact topic. So the problem-solving plan of action will be this. Think of the 3 R's. The 3 R's are reject, record, and then report, right? Those 3. If you could just, because failing to plan is planning to fail, right? We have to have some sort of plan of attack in our mind when things start to occur. When you realize, wait, this person's showing up. Yeah. Or, I've seen that person 4 times in the last, day and a half. Things like that. So any sort of unwanted advance, you want to reject it. Okay?
Absolutely.
Gifts, whether it's electronic, contacting you, calls, popping in where you work, bumping into you on the sidewalk every single time you see this person.
Even direct messaging on social media.
Right.
Things of that nature.
So all of that, whether it's someone sending you flowers and gifts or direct messages, things like that, you want to reject those things. How you reject them, well, that's another video. We can do just a 10-minute video on that as well. But truly, you want to start with thinking of that sort of de-escalation, passive at first. I'm not saying meek and wishy-washy, sort of unsure. You need to be assertive and direct, but you don't need to be rude or loud and aggressive when you're rejecting these sort of unwanted advances or gifts. Okay, return things, send them back. I'm thinking of someone who I know who was sent flowers repeatedly, and finally she wouldn't even let the delivery guy even take them out of his hands. She said, turn right around, take those with you. I'm not accepting gifts like that. Yeah. So in all ways, can I buy you a drink? Would you like to go to the movies? That sort of stuff. If you need to reject that because this person has keyed off some red flags in your mind, then reject it right away and stick firm and hold true to that.
And don't feel guilty or, feel some sort of shame or anything like that for not accepting a gift from somebody else for the sake of being polite or kind. Even if there are someone that give you red flags, sometimes we'll second guess ourselves and be like, well, maybe, we should have been nicer, we should have been this. You don't have to necessarily be mean, but again, making it very clear and known that this is not a relationship or any type of contact that you're comfortable with at this time.
Correct. Very good. Excellent. So that's rejecting it. Okay. Then the second is record. This is so important to start a paper trail. Okay. I'm air quoting a lot.
Yes.
Start a paper trail. You want to record things, whether that's screenshots, whether that is saving emails or little notes that are slid under your door or put in your mailbox, or even just if you see this person, their car is parked outside your place of employment for the fourth time this week. Take a photograph from safely inside the building. Record in digital form, print form, and maybe start telling some trusted person in your life that this is happening. Don't keep it to yourself. So record, because here's the issue. If you immediately go to law enforcement, it's no fault of theirs, but this is a difficult crime to start pursuing.
Yeah.
Right. Like sending flowers to someone isn't illegal. It's not against the law to send somebody a box of chocolate or whatever it is. So there's the issue. That's the glitch we have with this. So you need to record as much and any information or interactions that you have with this person.
In a way, kind of build a case that is going to make law enforcement, put up their red flags as well and say, okay, we have something here that we should be on alert for, and help you with how to handle that for sure.
You got it. Perfect. Well said. So we have reject, we have record, and then finally report. Stalking goes unreported until it's too late, until there's a home invasion or something far more violent or sinister. So when you, like Margaret said, we're building a case in the record portion of the 3 R's. So when you do need to do the final R of report, you have a strong, solid foundation, a good, solid case to take to the authorities. Okay, so don't be afraid. Don't think you're being paranoid when you see that same car drive by again and again, or certainly things are coincidental. All right, certainly there's things like that happen. But if you know in your gut, don't let your intuition be fooled. Trust your gut, and you know that there's something going on. Keep recording, so when you do report, you have a solid foundation. All right. So there it is. Yep. There's the 3 R's. Thank you for following us all month long for January National Stalking Awareness Month. We have a bunch of new seminars and classes coming up. I'm supposed to do this. I forget. You're supposed to say, "Hey, hit the bell. Do the thing with the subscribe and the bell and all that stuff." So do that, please, because we're trying to, get out there with our messages and our content. Yes. So we would appreciate follows, subscribes, likes, shares, and all of that.
And share this information with people that you know that especially may need it. You never know what anybody's going through, and also this is just excellent information, whether you've experienced something like this or never do in your life, to have kind of in your back pocket. You never know.
Right. It's tough because we're dealing with, like Margaret said earlier, it could be somebody you know. This could be an estranged family member, and so you have to take these steps that we're giving you here today. Yeah. All right. Look forward to seeing you soon. If you need us to come to your place of employment, your school, anything like that, reach out. We can do seminars here at our studio, or we can come to you. Hope to see you soon. Thanks.